Let's start with the absolute powder keg that is currently sitting in Bill Hamilton's hospital room. As we all know, Bill is incredibly lucky to even be breathing right now. If it wasn't for the quick thinking and heroic actions of his assistant, Caroline Lee, who found him collapsed in his office and immediately performed CPR, we would be attending a funeral instead of watching a hospital recovery. Bill survived a massive medical crisis, suffering multiple heart attacks, and now he is soaking up all the attention from his family. But the tension in that hospital room could literally be cut with a knife, especially when Andre Richardson decides to pay the ailing lawyer a visit. Now, Andre is a good man, and he has been trying his absolute best to be the supportive husband Danny Dupree needs after the terrifying tornado. But Andre is also no fool when it comes to marking his territory. He marches into that hospital room with a very specific agenda to establish firm, undeniable boundaries with his wife. Andre looks Bill dead in the eye and demands that he stop crossing the line. We have all seen how Bill continuously refers to Danny with terms of endearment, almost treating her like she is still his property. Andre is sick and tired of it. He explicitly tells Bill that he needs to stop calling Danny his wife or acting like they are still a married couple. Andre firmly reminds Bill that Danny is his wife now, and that chapter of Bill's life is permanently closed. I have to say, I was cheering for Andre in this moment. It is about time someone put Bill's massive, inflated ego in check. Andre is fiercely protective of his marriage, especially since he has been dealing with his own intense paranoia lately regarding that mysterious anonymous champagne bottle from France. He needs his relationship with Danny to be his safe harbor, and he refuses to let a manipulative ex-husband disrupt his peace. But here is the kicker, and you won't believe what happens next. Instead of backing down or showing even an ounce of respect for the man who is currently married to the mother of his children, Bill does the unthinkable. He smirks. Yes, you heard me right. A full-blown, arrogant, condescending smirk spreads across Bill's face. Why? Because while Andre is standing there defending the sanctity of his marriage, Bill's mind flashes right back to that dark, stalled elevator during the tornado. He remembers exactly what happened when the power went out. He remembers the intense, panic-driven hookup he shared with Danny. Bill is essentially laughing right in Andre's face, silently mocking him for being a cuckold. It is absolutely sickening. Can we just be real for a second? The sheer audacity of Bill Hamilton is mind-boggling. He knows that Danny is consumed by suffocating guilt over that one-night stand. He knows she views it as a horrific mistake driven by the sheer terror of the... But Bill doesn't care about Danny's emotional turmoil. He only cares about winning. That smirk is his way of holding power over Andre without saying a single word. It makes my blood boil. I genuinely hate Bill. He is playing a dangerous psychological game. If Andre, who is already on high alert because of his mysterious stalker, catches onto that smirk and starts connecting the dots, this entire love triangle is going to detonate. Danny is already hanging by a thread, trying to keep this explosive secret hidden, and Bill's arrogant taunting might just be the catalyst that destroys her marriage to Andre forever. Speaking of Bill, we desperately need to talk about his current incredibly lethal wife, Haley Hamilton. Oh, Haley. She must be absolutely seething on the inside. Let's look at the facts. Haley had the perfect, foolproof plot. She was slowly poisoning Bill with that spiked electrolyte green smoothie, planning to drag him to St. Bart's, give him a lethal injection, and have him quickly cremated to avoid any pesky autopsy. She could already taste that $10 million life insurance payout, but her grand master plan was completely derailed. Because Caroline rushed in and saved Bill's life, Haley's endgame has been spectacularly ruined. She is now stuck playing the role of the devoted, terrified wife standing vigil by her husband's hospital bed when all she really wants to do is dance on his grave. Because she has to keep up appearances, Haley is forced to look Caroline in the eye and offer her sincere, heartfelt thanks for saving Bill's life. Are you kidding me? The level of fake grief and manufactured worry radiating off Haley is enough to make anyone nauseous. Fans are absolutely sick to their stomachs watching her pretend to care. We all know that behind those crocodile tears, she is mentally cursing Caroline for interfering. Haley is a sociopathic gold digger, and having to express gratitude to the very woman who thwarted her murder plot must be eating her alive. But Haley is nothing if not a cunning survivor, and she knows she has to play the game to avoid suspicion. So what does our resident Black Widow do? She pivots. Haley immediately tries to get back into Caroline's good graces. She starts acting friendly and close to Caroline again, desperately trying to pump the legal assistant for information. Haley needs to know exactly what the doctors are saying, what tests are being run, and most importantly, if anyone suspects foul play. She is trying to gauge the situation from the inside. But this is a highly risky move. Let's not forget that just recently, Caroline confessed to Chelsea Hamilton that she and Haley were no longer close. Caroline has already noticed the fractured, toxic dynamic between Bill and his young. This begs the ultimate question. Will Caroline suspect something is horribly wrong with Haley's sudden, bizarre change in behavior? Caroline is highly observant. She is the one who deals with Bill's daily schedule. Will daughters piecing together the timeline, examining the weird health kicks Haley forced on Bill, the strange drinks, and the sudden collapse, she might realize that Haley is the villain in this story. Haley thinks she is the smartest person in the room, but her desperation to stay close to Caroline might just be the fatal flaw that exposes her entire poison plot. I am praying that Caroline connects the dots and takes this woman down before she gets another chance to finish the job. Now, let's shift gears and head over to the casino, because the drama between Joey Armstrong, Vanessa McBride, and the newly arrived Heather Armstrong is rapidly spiraling out of control. Joey and Vanessa are completely at odds, and they are currently engaged in a massive, heated argument over his sister. Vanessa, in her typical, slightly oblivious fashion, thinks she is just trying to bridge the gap between an estranged brother and sister. She wants to play peacemaker, but Joey is absolutely terrified, and for very good reason. He does not want Vanessa anywhere near Heather. You see, Vanessa is looking into Heather, trying to figure out what kind of person she really is. What Vanessa doesn't know, what she couldn't possibly comprehend, is that Heather is not just a difficult sibling. Heather is the Impaler. She is the ruthless, cold-blooded leader of an international criminal syndicate and the mastermind behind the illegal plasma ring that has brought so much death and destruction to Fairmont Crest. Joey knows exactly how dangerous. He knows that Heather operates without a conscience, and he is desperately trying to build a wall between his criminal bloodline and the woman he loves. But Vanessa is being so incredibly stubborn. She is digging into Heather's background, completely unaware that she is walking straight into a lion's. We already saw Heather manipulate a drunken Vanessa into spilling sensitive secrets about her deceased husband, Doug McBride. Heather is using Vanessa as a pawn to gather intelligence and infiltrate Joey's inner circle. Joey's panic is entirely justified. If Vanessa keeps pushing this issue and trying to force a relationship with Heather, she is going to uncover the horrifying truth about the red market, and that will put a massive target right on her back. I'm screaming at my screen, telling Vanessa to back off, but we all know she won't listen until it's too late. Speaking of targets on backs, let's talk about our favorite investigative journalist, Bradley Smitty Smith. We are hearing that Smitty is currently considering an exciting new opportunity. Now, this is incredibly intriguing. Is he looking to try his hand at a completely new job in a different field? Perhaps he is considering a massive career pivot, maybe stepping into the political arena alongside his husband, Martin Richardson, who just won his primary election. Or maybe this new opportunity is a high-profile investigative gig with a major national publication. Smitty has always been ambitious, and a new challenge might be exactly what he needs right now. However, this exciting change could come with catastrophic consequences. Smitty has been relentlessly digging into the red market doctor, Leah Whitmore, and the mysterious disappearance of Lynette Wise. He has been poking the bear for months. If this new opportunity involves taking his investigation to a larger platform, or if his career shift accidentally exposes a new angle of the plasma ring, he is going to inadvertently enrage the Impaler. Heather Armstrong does not leave loose. If Smitty's new venture threatens her operation in any way, she will not hesitate to eliminate it. Martin and Smitty just found their way back to a beautiful, loving place in their marriage, and I am absolutely terrified that Smitty's journalistic integrity is going to get him killed. He needs to watch his back. Finally, let's head back to the hospital corridors, where Ashley Morgan and Grayson Perez are deeply worried about a struggling friend. Now, Ashley and Shanice Johnson are colleagues and friends, but they aren't exactly best. Ashley's true ride or die in this town is Naomi. And right now, Naomi is carrying the weight of the entire world on her shoulders. It makes perfect sense that Ashley and Grayson are focusing all their concern on her. Naomi is currently navigating an absolute nightmare scenario. Let's break down what Naomi is. First, she has been carrying the agonizing secret of her BRCA-positive diagnosis for months, lying to her husband Jacob to protect him while he was undercover. Now that the truth is out, she is facing the terrifying prospect of a double mastectomy and the potential removal of her ovaries, which means early menopause and the end of her natural fertility. On top of that unimaginable physical and emotional stress, her father, Bill, just nearly died and is lying in a hospital bed with a pacemaker. Naomi is crumbling under the pressure. She is trying to be strong for everyone, for Jacob, for Chelsea, for her parents, but she is breaking inside. This is where Ashley steps up, and it is beautiful to watch. Ashley knows a thing or two about profound grief and overwhelming stress. She is still mourning the tragic, heroic death of Derek Baldwin. But now that she and Grayson have finally reconciled and reached a healthy, exclusive understanding in their relationship, Ashley has the emotional bandwidth to be the rock Naomi needs. Ashley realizes that Naomi is drowning in medical anxieties and family drama. She knows she needs to spend more time by Naomi's side, offering reassurance, a shoulder to cry on, and the kind of unwavering support only a true best friend. It is a touching testament to their friendship, and frankly, Naomi needs all the love she can get right now before Haley's sinister plots tear her family apart completely.